All right, we are live. So today what I wanted to share is another dividend from a Chinese bank. So in my last video, I shared a rather large dividend from Bank of China. And today I wanted to share a second one. So this is from Agricultural Bank of China. Its symbol is ACGBY. You can see there was a $644 dividend. There was ADR fees of $44.65, foreign tax $64.49, and from my understanding that the at tax time the foreign tax withheld comes back. So there would just be the loss of the ADR fee. So you can see in total $535.74 was reinvested back into Agricultural Bank of China. So it purchased 64.84 more shares of Agricultural Bank of China. This dividend was about $100 or so more than the previous year, which really just kind of showcases the power of compounding. I took about a $50,000 position in the 5 Chinese banks, the 4 state-owned, and then China Merchants as the other one that's private. The idea was they were trading when I picked them up, I want to say 3 or 4 times earnings, great dividend payers. I always have a predisposition towards banks and financial services, insurance companies. Oftentimes they trade at fairly low valuations because they're not maybe glamour stocks like, I don't know, like Tesla or Palantir or things that are getting a lot of press coverage. So something like PNC or MetLife or Allstate or Progressive aren't like getting that kind of hype that other things oftentimes get. But anyway, so the power of this here, and the thing that's exciting about this is, you know, I got basically a check for $535.74 at the end of the day, which I chose to reinvest back into Agricultural Bank of China. Now, imagine 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. You know, right now I'm 41 years old. So, you know, I'm essentially retired. But when I say that, what I do is I just manage my investments all day. But let's say at 55, I feel like I have enough capital where I cease to reinvest the dividends, where I'm taking that $535 and using that, you know, and the power of compound interest is such that that 535 today, in 10, 15 years could be 1,000, could be 2,000, 1,500, 2,500, so on and so forth. And again, compounding gets really, really exciting after that 15-year mark. You know, when you know, one of the reasons that many people talk that Buffett is so wealthy is because he's lived so long. So meaning the longer that you live, the more your money is working for you and compounding for you. You know, one of the things I mentioned in my monthly Seeking Alpha essay that I'll be putting out in a few days. I think today is, let's see, today is the 27th. So in a few days, I'll publish that. But what I actually plan to do, I have pretty big positions in the 5 Chinese bank, as I mentioned, and Gazprom. And you know, right now my dividends are probably going to be like 3,000 total for all those. I'll have to take a look at the end of the summer. Some come in July, some come in August. But I joke that these will probably be my Royal Caribbean cruise funds in the future, where let's say at some point between the Chinese banks and Gazprom, it's an $8,000 dividend. Well, that's a junior suite on Royal Caribbean's newest ship. So we'll see. But anyways, the larger point though is just when you're younger, when you're still in the game, is plow those dividends back in, and then as you get older, you can kind of take your foot off the gas. So, for example, let's say the dividends in 10 years are $12,000 total. well, maybe I spend 6 and reinvest 6 of the other 6. So I'm taking a little bit, but I'm reinvesting part of it. So yeah, I hope this kind of helps people that are watching this and just showing you that when you get to a certain point, you're getting these really big labor-free checks, if you will, for simply being an owner of an asset. You know, I've done nothing for Bank of China or Agricultural Bank of China other than own their stock. And because I own their stock, I'm going to get that dividend as a shareholder. So yeah, so that's that. And you can see even today, and then that was the other day here. Today I got a nice dividend from Goldman Sachs BDC. And then you can see I bought Alibaba a little bit on yesterday's dip. Both two value investors, Monish Pabri and I believe Charlie Munger, have taken significant positions in Alibaba. And, you know, so that's something that's been selling off with all the news on China. So I picked up just $1,000 yesterday. And then the other thing, this is a lot of like YouTubers, finance YouTubers really do a lot of these videos on like QYLD and NUSI. I've owned QYLD for a while. I do a lot with options personally. So I kind of like these covered call ETFs. In a way, they could serve as something of a bond proxy, meaning as a form of income. You know, so you can see here I'm getting about $6 a month. You know, maybe in 10 years or 15 years, that's $200 a month, and maybe it pays for your cell phone bill, you know, something like, I don't have much of it, as you can see, just a small amount, but you know, it's giving me that $6 a month. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Just wanted to show the Agricultural Bank of China dividend, and then I'll probably do another video. Every time one of these big Chinese banks issues a dividend, I'll show that. Just really also for those of you watching, to like, you can see when you take bigger positions and things, you start getting these checks for $500, $800, $1,000. So anyways, that's all. Be well. Take care. Ciao.